Salutations, the L-iteral one this is, and when I was searching for songs for my best list, I actually ended up enjoying the songs more than I thought I would. I enjoyed them so much that I've decided to retract my statement that I was no longer going to be playing the music in my music-related countdowns in my worst songs of 2021 video. The inevitable copyright claims are still going to suck, but these videos aren't the same without audio clips of the songs featured on these lists. So without further ado, let's get going with the top 10 best hit songs of 2021.
But I know, yeah, I know it's a matter of time till you walk back out of my life.
Fun fact, this is the first duet between Ryan Hurd and Maren Morris while they're married to each other. It's got some decent production with the instrumentation, and while Ryan Hurd is a good singer, Maren Morris has definitely had much more experience, as she winds up overshadowing him during the parts where they sing together. Lyrically, these two play the roles of ex-lovers who know that they'll keep breaking each other off, yet they keep coming back because they can't resist their attraction to each other. Chasing After You does the smart thing by leaving out any specifically toxic details, unlike what happened in the middle where that song casually mentioned wet floors and broken dishes as part of the relationship dynamic described there. For their first duet, it's pretty good all around, and perhaps Ryan Hurd may find more success.
Dancing on the edge, about to take it too far. Messing with my head, how I'm messing up.
Huh, Marshmello actually has good production for once. This is like that time in 2017 when the Chainsmokers made something just like this with Coldplay. The EDM production flows smoothly as the song transitions from the verses to the chorus to the bridge and so forth. It doesn't try to be too bombastic for its own good on the drop, and is a lot more catchy this way too. All the while, Nick Jonas and Joe Jonas sound great as they sing about leaving early to avoid a deeper relationship with someone they had a one night stand with. This song is on the short side, only clocking in at 2 minutes and 34 seconds, so it winds up hitting the outro right after the second chorus. If it lasted longer, I would have enjoyed the song more, but as it is, it's a good song from a producer I had zero expectations for and a band I generally like listening to.
Tears for another day.
The Weeknd and Ariana Grande had great chemistry on Love Me Harder 7 years ago, and it continues here as well. Save Your Tears uses a bouncy synth line for its beat, giving the song an 80s vibe. At its core, this song is a breakup song that's about moving on despite the pain of heartbreak, and there's a good amount of melancholy mixed in with the bouncy synth line. The remix adds more flavor to the original, particularly with Ariana's cooing on the refrain and chorus. However, it does cut the Weeknd's second and third verses from the original, both of which make the song more unique in that regard. All in all, I like seeing both Ariana and The Weeknd on the same song, as they've been my favorite artists to listen to in recent times.
I told you long ago on the road, I got what they waiting for.
Some artists who manage to break through the swamp of their competition will put out a song detailing their newfound success, especially talking down to the people who thought they would never succeed. For Lil Nas X, after his initial spike in popularity thanks to Old Town Road, he has managed to score several more hits afterward, and now he's made his success song with Industry Baby. This feels especially cathartic given that Billboard disqualified Old Town Road from being a country song since it had hip hop elements to it, so he went and remixed it, and the rest is history. Industry Baby is triumphant in how he celebrates his success, and the thumping bass, trumpets, and horns reflect this in the production. The lyrics consistently rhyme with each line, and both Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow bring the swagger it takes for this kind of song to be convincing. All it took was a good amount of effort on their part for this song to be worth re-listening to.
Be your lucky penny, you can be my four-leaf clover, starting over.
This country song feels, how should I put this, organic to me. The acoustic guitar is the primary instrument used, and Chris Stapleton is very earnest in his delivery, with his wife joining in on the pre-chorus and chorus to make them sound even better. The songwriting is very optimistic, expressing a desire to move out to somewhere new with his wife by his side. The journey there will likely be full of obstacles, both external and internal, but he's determined that it will all be worth it in the end and that their journey will be something they can look back upon with fond memories. Starting Over has a good amount of detail in it, which lets it avoid coming off as too generic, and it's a great song all around. Here are my two halftime honorable mentions of this year.
If you really love a woman, you don't let her go. Yeah, I know a few things a man ought to know.
She's a talented singer, she utilizes the drums and acoustic guitar to great effect, and she handles the subject of breakups in a mature way on this song by holding herself to a higher standard when it comes to relationships. She's very underrated as a country artist, so I hope to see her future singles chart on the next Hot 100 year ends. I had to put it on this year's list as well because it's just that much of a masterpiece.
Can you stay up all night? Love me till the daylight. 30 for 35.
One look at the song's title should tell you exactly how serious this song is going to be. The answer is not serious at all, as the strings are juxtaposed with the lyrics that only continue to escalate in how over the top they are. Right on the first verse, she directly tells him to give her them babies, and the pre chorus follows that up with her keeping it squeaky. The second verse has him drinking it like water, but it tastes like candy, and while the chorus is straight to the point, the third verse has so many hyperbolically sexual lines that I could go on to point out every last one of them, but then I'd be the one up all night. So instead, I'll just say that what really sells this is that this is a song that's right up in Ariana's style of music. Her light singing voice is fun to listen to, and the way she sings here is perfect for letting you know that this song is just for fun. Some take it slow, some go hardcore, and some just roll with it to keep things engaging for them. Yes, indeed, this song is quite breathtaking to listen to. The Weeknd has consistently done well falling back on production elements from previous eras, and here, the electronic beats reminiscent of the 90s blend very well with The Weeknd's vocals. I especially enjoy the build up on the pre chorus leading into the drop on the chorus, as it builds the anticipation for the drop very well. Lyrically, the song embraces its hedonism, which is taken to the extreme in the music video by featuring oxygen masks to literally take one's breath away. It's mostly standard fare for The Weeknd at this point, but they tie in well with the production, so I enjoy them in that regard. Even though Take My Breath doesn't quite reach Blinding Lights levels of perfection, it definitely comes close, managing to be a fantastic song in its own right.
So if you're tryna lay in these arms, I'ma leave the door open.
That heavenly production courtesy of Demille and Bruno Mars. This is R&B at its absolute finest, with the snaps, the piano, the drums, and the strings all giving this song immaculate texture to it. Anderson .Paak takes on the verses, softly crooning his way through his lyrics, whereas Bruno Mars handles the chorus and the bridge, opting for a more passionate delivery on his lines. Both of their voices sounded similar to me at first, but repeated listens have shown me that they are quite distinct from each other. The lyrics stick the landing for the most part, though there is one line that keeps this song from being my favorite song of the year, the just shaved, smooth like a newborn line. I don't know about you, but I do not want to hear about people comparing themselves to babies when I'm listening to a sexy R&B song. Despite that, Leave the Door Open remains one of my favorite songs of 2021, only beaten out by two other songs.
When I'm away from you, I'm happier than ever.
Now this song is one hell of a journey from the beginning to the end. It starts with her feeling happy that she's no longer in a relationship and reminiscing on where things went wrong. It's clear that she was hurt more by what her ex did to her during their relationship rather than the breakup itself. Her quiet vocals give off the impression of her keeping her cool throughout the lyrics, and the sole presence of the guitar and the instrumentation only adds to the eerily calm atmosphere. Once the second verse arrives, the guitar starts speeding up, along with her delivery as she recounts the haunting memory of him calling her while he was driving, while drunk no less. She gets more worked up as she declares that she could never relate to him. And then the vocal layering kicks in as she snaps on the third verse, calling him out for all the times he misunderstood her and neglected her and never tried to improve in the first place. The guitar turns electric and the bass explodes along with her too.
You made me hate this city, and I don't talk shit about you on the internet. Never told me.
It all culminates in the outro where she's left screaming fuck yous and letting out primal screams of repressed heartbreak, and the production crashes and burns as it fades into static. I think I've thoroughly described why I love this song so much.
Oh, for all of my pretty and all of my ugly too. I love to see me from your point of view.
After a disastrous year in 2019, Ariana Grande has returned to quality in 2021 with POV. The violins and strings blend together with the muted beat to make an exquisite atmosphere throughout the song, and Ariana herself just gets better at cooing and belting her heart out. There's a saying that we ourselves are our harshest critics, and self love becomes the central theme of POV. Here, Ariana wishes she could see herself in the way her lover sees her, as he sees all the positive qualities that she overlooks in herself. This is a rather unique take on the tried but true topic of love, and one that I can personally relate to, despite never having dated anyone. I've had several moments in my personal life where I focused way too much on my negative qualities, whether they were self perceived or not, and it took me seeing a different perspective of myself from my friends and family to appreciate my positive qualities. Even though I was apathetic to most of 2021's music, this song stands out to me on a personal level, which is very rare for me when listening to mainstream music. Welcome back, Ariana Grande, and keep up the magnificent work. The L-iteral one this is, and will 2022 be a more interesting year for music overall? I can only wait and see.